Hi, everybody. My name is Reverend Donna Serafina. I am a legally ordained spiritualist reverend, and today I would like to introduce you to my second reading for the missing toddler baby Deorre Kunz. After the first reading, I promptly wrote a letter in detail and described even more detail than I had spoken out loud in that reading to Sheriff Penner, and I sent it off. I never heard anything back. However, recently I was contacted by a person that happened to know him that lives up in that area of Idaho, and she asked if I'd be willing to talk to him, and so she arranged for me to talk to him. Sheriff Penner gave me, we talked for 35 minutes, so I really respect the man. I really respect him because he's for law enforcement. You never know if, there's some could be so left brain that they want to reject any kind of clue or anything like that. So I didn't know what to expect. But when I talked to him, I found that he's real. He's real. He's like a real person that he really actually cares. You could tell he cares. And he cares about that little boy. And you could tell. I have all the respect for him. So I want to talk to you for a minute about what he said. Deorre Kunz was 2 years old when his family went camping, and the parents thought he was with the grandfather, but the grandfather thought he was with the parents. And from what I can see, he wandered towards the sound of the creek where he was picked up by a bear. So I did an entire first reading, and the first reading that I did was actually for the grandmother, who is the maternal grandmother, and she is the mother of Deorre's mother. And when I went to do that reading, Deorre's mother had heard about that, and so she came for the reading as well. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to take a second and click on the subscribe button, and then also click on the bell next to it to be notified of new videos and new readings that I put up. In addition, please take the time to leave a comment below and hit the like button, the little thumbs up, and that will tell YouTube that it's an interesting video that they can recommend to other people. Okay, let's get started. This is my second reading for little baby toddler Deorre Kunz. I'd like to introduce you to my second reading for missing toddler Deorre Kunz. Now, Deorre Kunz was 2 years old when he went missing on a camping trip in Leodore, Idaho at the Timber Creek campground. The missing toddler Deorre Kunz hit national headlines as search teams could find nothing that might have happened to him. The family was camping in a place where it's a really kind of bumpy, pitted dirt road, and takes like 30 or 40 minutes just to get several miles into it. Even though there's no cliffs or anything, it's just very rugged. So it didn't appear that a stranger abduction could be a possibility there. And then wild claims were made that it could never be an animal, but I guess they were talking about a bobcat or something like that, a mountain lion or something. And again, remember, I'm from a city when I did this. So at the time of that reading, the maternal grandmother did give me her permission to put the recording with her voice onto YouTube, but it was just hard with the timing that I had to get it off my cell phone, so I just went ahead and uploaded my external audio. But there's a clip from that I want you to hear, and that is where, after the reading is over, the grandmother actually told me that Sheriff Penner was not the sheriff at that time. He was a deputy, but he was part of the search team, and she said that he told him, she said when she was under the impression that he saw the bear from the helicopter. And so this is where it gets interesting. Just remember, when someone's in a state of trauma and shock, they're not going to remember things exactly right. But she did remember Sheriff Penner talking to her about a bear. So she just thought that he saw it in the helicopter. In the first reading, when I described the abduction by the bear and what came, I can tell you that I was seeing probably 10 times as much as what I was saying. And I knew nothing about bears or their behavior, and really never even thought about bears walking around loose. I'm from a city, so after that first reading, I actually went to YouTube and I looked up bear attacks and bear behavior. And within 10 minutes, I knew it was confirmed. It was spot on from what I had seen in that reading. So, reading number 1 is here on this channel. It's called Deorre Kunz Solved. Deorre Kunz Case Solved. In that reading, I went into quite a bit of detail. I did see a bear grab the boy and run. I saw the direction it went. I saw that it was making a slight elevation as it ran up, and then I saw it come to a bluff, whereby it did some damage to the boy, who was either already unconscious or deceased at the time the bear arrived at the bluff. And if you want to hear about that, you can go on to that YouTube video. I did describe it in detail, but I left out, the horrible gruesomeness just because the mother and the grandmother were in the room. At that time, then the bear made a sharp right turn going quite a bit higher up elevation. And they showed me that some bones could still be found below the bear's den. It's really kind of steep, and there's like a tree that's fell or fallen across and below, and some of the bones have just rested under that tree. So it actually still could be found if it wanted to be officially resolved. Okay, so here's what Sheriff Penner said. All right, and so that substantiates my first reading. I'm saying a bear took, and I know the mother doesn't want to believe that. Like, they want to hold out hope that someday they're reunited. And when I did that reading, I actually really wanted to. I was open to any possibility. I was open to, the missing 411 type, alien abduction, person abduction. I thought, maybe if someone just wanted a little boy and they took him, and then it would be a matter of doing readings and tracking him down. I was hoping beyond hope. And a bear taking him literally did not even enter my mind before that first reading. It didn't even enter my mind. So I talked with Sheriff Penner for just over half an hour, and I did tell him that at the end of that reading, the grandmother told me about the bear, the sighting, but that she believed he was up in a helicopter and that they saw a bear from a helicopter. And what Sheriff Penner told me, but what Sheriff Penner said was that wasn't quite correct, but it is correct that there was a bear. Now listen to this. Sheriff Penner, he remembered my letter because of the bear, because he said that at that time there was bear tracks and there was bear dung, and that he was trying to track the bear. So that is really interesting. And further, what Sheriff Penner disclosed to me was that is the season when they were camping where a lot of the larger animals have babies, and then the bears are out hunting for, like, say, the moose's baby, or, he probably didn't use the word moose, but whatever large animals are around there, their calves or their babies, the bears go hunting for them. So if Deorre Kunz, the little 2-year-old, went over to that river, like, little 2-year-olds curious about the sound and kind of fell. That's kind of what I got, kind of like fell into it or whatever. The bear just happened to be there. It was opportunity. The bear just grabbed him and ran. Now, some of you say, oh, a bear wouldn't just grab someone and ran. They would, eat the little person right there. And it's like, well, not if they sense there was the parents around or the adults, because they know how to hunt. And when they're hungry, if you look on YouTube at bear behavior, everything that I saw was confirmed. And I'll tell you something I saw. Because first, they showed me the bear grabbed the little boy and run. And it was running just slightly going up elevation, right? But not straight up. Okay. So then they put me on a bluff. And I'm watching the bear walking towards me with the little boy in his mouth, hanging out. And I even wondered, is this little boy deceased or is he just unconscious? Like, I wasn't sure. When the bear got to that bluff, he put the little boy down, and what I was wondering when I was watching it, because I didn't know anything about bears, I was like, why would the bear eat his head when there would obviously be better meat around the abdomen area. I mean, this is how gross it gets, but this is reality. And after that reading, when I looked at bear behavior, apparently when bears are doing their thing that they do, they crunch the head. So that was what I saw. But I had no way of knowing that during the reading. So things like that confirmed to me, like, yeah, I'm linked in. And it's past being linked in. When your whole consciousness is out of your body and it's to the place and time, and you're standing there in 3D watching this event. So the bear then ate some of the boy. Sorry, I'm sorry, so sorry to say, and I hope, if the family's watching this, I'm going to warn them ahead of time. But the bear took some bites out of the boy. And then it was like there's still some meat and a carcass and all this stuff. And then the bear took like a sharp right turn. Like it comes up to the bluff, and then all of a sudden it takes a sharp right turn, super steep, going uphill, super steep. And that's where the bear's den is, but it didn't bring the boy into his den. It was outside. And then they showed me a fallen tree, and that there were some bones under there still, so that actually could be officially resolved. And I was able to talk with Sheriff Penner a couple months ago, and he really listened to me, and I feel really good about, regardless of anything else, regardless of what happens, I feel like he listened to me, and I did in my heart what I could for this little boy and this family who literally has been harassed in a way where I think some people should be sued. Like, okay, I won't go there, but just to give this family some so-called closure. I mean, when someone you love dies, the word closures, it doesn't indicate that there's no more pain. It just indicates that the issue has been resolved as to what happened. I'd like to show you on a map where I sent to Sheriff Penner, where I felt like I was. Now remember, I'm a couple thousand miles away. I'm looking at a map and I'm saying it feels like here. So it's quite a stretch, but when they had me on the bluff, when I was looking around, I could see these other several mountains crossed what seemed like a valley, but I think it was that water reservoir. But I wasn't really looking down. I was up higher, and I was just noticing that these other mountains I could see across there. So I'm going to show you right now on the map, and then after that, I'm going to play for you the reading number 2 for Deorre Kunz, which is for his father. So now I'm going to do a reading for the aunt of baby Deorre. The aunt is the aunt. She's the aunt. She's the sister. She's a twin sister of Deorre's father. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, it's me, Donna. I'm good. How are you doing? Could you tell me your first name again? Because I didn't save it in the contacts and I forget. I'm sorry. Tanisha, yeah. Okay, cool. And then are you just there yourself, or is more people there? Oh, cool. Okay, so, hi. So let's see. I got chills already. So we're going to ask for, you want your father, Deorre, and then baby Deorre? Okay. So what I do is there's silences because it takes them a while in their energy to form a picture. So the silences don't mean that I'm not getting anything. I'm just waiting for them to form a picture. And then they repeat stuff a lot because they're trying to tie it together. And a lot of times things relate to the next scene, but sometimes they don't. So it's like you kind of got to look at it after. And then, is there any other questions? Usually I kind of get an impression what I need to say to people, but. Oh no. Okay. So the best thing to do is be relaxed so they can use the energy in your bodies, like, your love for them and stuff.
so if you just are relaxed and stuff. But no, it actually does help if you have a little input. But so what you want to do is not feed the medium. Like, you don't want to give me additional information, but to confirm things, that actually helps because it gives me confidence. And but plus I think it helps with the energy. So it's like, if I said I see a white barn and you said, oh yeah, they had a white barn, but you wouldn't go, yeah, they had a white barn and they used to breed horses and da 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 da, like that. But it actually does help to confirm things. Okay, so I did a bunch of prayers and all these, meditated for a long time, but so I'm just oh, and then too, I also have to let myself go into a little bit of a trance every time. So it just takes me a minute or two. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then I'll tell you as soon as I start getting stuff. I'm seeing this little jacket, and I don't know if it's from on you. Maybe it could have been on your Facebook page too. And I'll say stuff whether it's from something I saw on the internet or whether I'm getting it if it comes into my mind during a reading, but I'll try to notice if I know I saw it somewhere. But I don't know if I saw it somewhere, and I don't know if it was baby Deorre's or if it was yours or if it's nobody's. But it's just like a little zip up jacket, but I don't know if it was made to look like a teddy bear or just that, kind of like similar, kind of like brown with it. You know how a little fake fur looks or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, so I'm just see a jacket like that. So nothing too big of a deal. I think it was baby's. Do you remember a jacket like that? His dad doesn't? Because it's like, it's because, okay, because I feel like I see him. I feel like I see him running around. And okay, so I'll just get, it could be weird, random stuff, but it's like, so it's something about this cowboy boot. And I know, obviously everyone talks about this cowboy boot or whatever. I don't know what it is about the cowboy boot. And it's like I know what they say. It's like all too big, it would fall off or whatever. But let me just be with him and what they're trying to show me. I'm not sure. It's just like he's trying to kick it off. But I mean, there's no there's nothing bad going on right now. It's just that I don't know. He's got one on and he's going to, like, how you'd move your leg sideways to kick it off. I don't really see it flying off. Oh, I feel like I'm seeing him in a bedroom, like maybe his bedroom or a kid's bedroom that has a lot of toys in it. He just is so cute. And he's just playing with, he's just like pretending to make an airplane fly. So he's holding some sort of toy plane thing. And might be some kind of blocks or something like that too. He's sticking his tongue out and making funny noises about making the plane go. And I just feel like I'm going a little deeper, so I'm just going to let them take me a little bit deeper. So it's like now I feel like about Deorre, about like where his energy now, where he is, or else it's like maybe not, it's just the energy. Yeah, I got chills on my legs, but it's hard to explain, like the energy emanating from him, and it goes like in different directions, which is like, it's like good, but they're showing me like the pattern of energy coming off, like energy streams to different people. I'm not seeing them land on any people. I just assume that that's what they're coming from, because I kind of see it's more like kind of outer space or where, it's just not here. It's not here. It's kind of like, because it's just really cool. And if I don't say it, but then I know I could, it's like if he was on gold, if like he was on a, say if he was on a baby blanket or something, but, and it's like I have all this really strong spirit energy, so I'm supposed to say this, I know, even if it sounds weird, but it's not a blanket, and it's not even, it's not that kind of material. It's like translucent, and it's gold, and it's like this energy. It's just a, like, where he is it's at a highest place, you know. It's so, the energy is so like amazing and pure where he is, that I can't really have words to describe it, but feel I could feel it. And then I just like get little like spirit energy on my legs. So I don't have it exactly 100% right, but they're showing me when you kind of go through that white light, when that white light opens. Oh, okay. So I think what they're trying to show me is when baby Deorre left his body, when he's looking at this white light, then he's not alone. Like, there's someone there for him. Like, there's no point where he was alone once he left his body, is what they're trying to show me. And then I'm on that ridge. I don't know if ridge is the proper word, because I'm from a city, and I know that was one problem I had doing that Idaho stuff, was calling things the wrong name. But where the middle place the bear took him, I don't know why I'm there. And I don't even want to see, like, they're showing me that again. I don't want to see that. Let's see what they want, why they want me to see that. I think there's a reason. Well, I'll just let them do what they want. There's something about his shirt getting torn there. See, okay. Yeah, because, well, okay, so if you heard the other one, essentially that bear picked him up and ran for a while before he put him down. They're just showing me, they're just going through that. I'm not sure, but it might be because they'll give me more details about how to get there. It's just like in that one area, then I don't know how long clothes just totally disintegrate from. Okay, so let's see. But I mean, because I'm just wondering why they show me his shirt being ripped. Unless they wanted to show that there might be, like, look for anything right there. Because that's the spot where then you stop and you take a hard right, and goes like straight up from there. It doesn't go straight up the hill, but it's steep there. And it feels like that's where you go to his bear den. And I know they showed me that already in the last one, but there's a reason why they're showing me again. I know there's a reason why they're showing me again, because I got a wave of spirit energy from them, so they are confirming to me my own thing that there's a reason why they're showing me again. So there's a reason. Let me just see. Something about bear poop. You know how those people track using that or whatever. I'm just gonna go clear blank. They're just keeping me going up towards the bear den. I'm just gonna try to be as blank as I can to make sure it's 100%. What is it? It's from them, but just to be clear with what they're trying to show me for. Yeah, I saw that before, and so they're just showing me again. Okay, so say if you were standing at the bear's den and you were looking straight at the bear's den, somewhere, it depends on how far away you are, but okay, and it's like on a hill or something. And then there's a fallen tree. Like if you were just in a straight line from the bear's den, but I'm not quite sure how far, then there's like a fallen tree. And since the ground isn't like totally level, how it goes, there's little ups and downs and stuff besides the mountain. It just feels like, I hate to say it like this, but this is important. And it feels like that's where literally like the skull will be there. I mean, yeah, and oh gosh, yeah, I have chills on my legs again. They showed it to me last time too, but I think they're trying to really clarify like where it is in relationship to the bear den, because let me see, because last time they showed me, and then after I was like, sometimes in mediumship, what seems like right next to each other could be a mile away. So it but it doesn't seem all that far, but it just does seem like when you know where the bear den is, if you are standing in a direct line with it, this tree's kind of fallen, you'll see it there, just to the left, but kind of crossing the entrance, and then that it seems like that. And then I keep feeling Sheriff Penner bouncing in and out, bouncing in and out, bouncing in and out. So I would say for about a week really strong. After, all I wanted to do was drive up there, but they're showing me, let me see, and I don't know why, so I'm gonna kind of, after I say this, let it clear, and then, but it's just, that's happened about 5 times. A lot of times I'll ignore it for a second, because if it just pops in and out, but it's like Sheriff Penner, Sheriff Penner, Sheriff Penner. I think Sheriff Penner knows where the bear den is. And yeah, because at the end of that last reading, which I'm not sure, but at the end of the last reading, Trina told me that Sheriff Penner did tell her after, because he was in the helicopter searching, that they did see a bear. So that's, he's got to know from that where that bear was and where that bear den is, but that several bones are retrievable to put this all to rest, and I have chills on my legs about that. Okay, so I got chills about that, and real big chills, really big chills, and okay. Yeah, I got huge chills about that. It's almost like, because I'm having a thought, because I'm like, oh yeah, well maybe I should put this on YouTube and then show that lady who's just shut down all my Facebook pages now. And then the spirits were responding. See, they'll respond to me thinking, because they do telepathy. And so it's like I have a thought and they respond to it, and then they put chills on my legs. She hates it. She hates it so bad. She's gotten me, like she's harassing me now. So anyways, okay, so that's like back and forth side conversation with the spirit people. So I'm gonna clear myself and just let them put what they want to say to you. So little Deorre. So what he's doing is, like, if you imagine a magic carpet, how it could float in the air, but this isn't a carpet. It's not the material of cloth. It's this gold stuff, and it's clear. But he's kneeling. You know how little toddlers kind of crawl sometimes, even when they can walk? But he's not crawling. He's like kneeling at the edge of it, and he's watching you guys. And so definitely they're trying to show me he watches you guys, or he could see you guys and stuff. Definitely. That's what they're showing me is really cute. Really cute. He's pointing at something. He's pointing. So they're showing me him the age right now. They're showing me him the age. Looks like that around the age where he crossed. They'll go back and forth. They can go back and forth to different ages, but right now that's what they're showing me, and he's pointing at something. He's showing me something. I think he's like showing me there's my daddy. I think that's what he's showing me. And he's watching. Now he's laying down on his stomach. He's laying down on his stomach with his legs behind him, and he's putting his little hands underneath his chin, and he's looking down. He's like, he can lay on this thing, and he's just laying there, and he's like watching you guys. He's having fun. He's having fun to do that. He's excited. They're just having me float for a minute, so I'm just going to kind of float with them. I don't know if they're going to take me to a different place or something. I don't know what they're doing, but it's just this real floaty kind of feeling. They're showing me him, Deorre baby, crying. And it's like he wants to go sit in his dad's lap. His dad's sitting on a couch and he's got his arm back at the armrest. His arm there and his arm on the back of the couch. And then he just climbs into his lap and then he feels safe. And so then he stops crying then because he feels safe there. And he's just like leaning, sitting in his dad's lap and then leaning on his chest. And then his dad's holding him. And he's showing him, I think he has a little band-aid on his finger or something. So it feels like, but it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell the difference right here. Sometimes you could feel totally if it's some physical memory or something current, like how they feel from spirit. But it's like he's showing him this little band-aid. And the little band-aid had little pictures on it or something like that. A little band-aid on his finger. The little Deorre, so it's like the little Deorre, he sees his dad as so big, like, because it's like I can see through his eyes, like, and he sees him as so big. Competent isn't the exact word, but someone who, like, it's not like you think they're a god or something, but just someone who takes care of all things, like that. That's the feeling he has towards, the little baby has towards the dad. Like he feels that just, it's like he truly believes the feeling of sitting on his dad's lap does make that pain go away instantly. Like he's showing me, like, instantly it makes it go away to be on his daddy's lap. That's what it feels like. And he's really keeps trying to show me there must be something more about this little finger injury he got. This got to be sometime when he was in the body, because he keeps showing it to me. Okay, so when they keep showing you something, that means you don't have it all right yet. Like there's more about it that I'm supposed to be saying, or do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, okay, yeah, because the whole finger thing, he's just not letting go of. So, uh, oh, really? Okay, that must have been what he was doing when he was pointing down from the heaven too, because he was pointing the one finger, and then he's got this one finger with the banding, and it's like he's not letting go till there's something more about this finger. So that was it. So what? Uh huh. Oh, to freak them out and stuff. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. And that would get a lot of attention for sure. And he is so cute. He is so adorable. Like his personality, he's like a happy baby that likes to play a lot, huh? He likes to play a lot, and but he's a happy baby, and he's not a mean baby. Like my nephew is a little bully, but Dior just seems like he's a happy baby. Yeah, he seems like a sweetheart, and because like the only other one I can compare him to is my nephew, who was constant trouble. But this baby Dior seems just like his personality is as cute as his pictures. You know what I mean? Yeah, Yeah, he seems that way. I get that energy from him totally. Yeah, and I got chills on my legs about that. And this is the brown eyes, and so they're just showing him to me. They might be showing him growing a little bit. So I'm just gonna let them. I'm not seeing it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So they're having me feel just I it's a feeling. Okay, I'm gonna try to say into words because they're giving me all these waves of spirit energy and chills, but it won't be the exact because it's so ethereal. But they have me the feeling of him getting older, like 5 and 6 and 7 and stuff like that, and it just how pure of love and connection he would feel. But it's like he does feel almost as if in your mind, when you might have thought like, well, he would be 4 now, he would be 5 now, what would I be showing him? Would I be taking him here? Would I be taking him there? He's just, oh God, I got huge chills. He's doing this too in spirit. So he's growing up with you. He's growing up with you in your thoughts of what you would be doing with him. So if you would be taking him to a baseball game, or if you would even be stopping at a park and watching a baseball game, or if you would be, teaching him to fish, or if you would be teaching him to, go to a car race or whatever, sit on the hood of your truck or whatever you would be teaching him as he's getting older. He's, it's like he has not missed out on, he has in the physical, so don't get this wrong, but he has not missed out on what's going on in your mind. So the good part when when you are thinking about if he was here, or sometimes you're thinking, is he here? Um, because can you hear me, little Deorre? Can you hear me? And do you know? Are you there? Those kinds of things. And it's like he can always, always, always. Anytime you ever think of him, he can hear you. Anytime. Your whole life, it's never going to go away. If you think of him, he can hear your thoughts, and it helps him. And if you talk to him, and if you do things in memory of him, and if you ever do anything, like, and you're sitting there thinking of him, and like, are you here? He is connected to you then. And it's super, super, super important that you like believe me and you know that, because like going forward, always when you're thinking of him throughout your life, it's like he's showing me he's like a little cherub on your shoulder. He's that's what he's showing me. Um, that's and it must be. I've never seen this in a reading, so this is so interesting. So I don't know if it's little Deorre showing it to me or the spirit guides, because the spirit guides help me on these readings, and the angels go around me before I ever do the reading. And so it's like they're helping all the time too, but it's like he's an angel on your shoulder, right? And I've never ever seen this in a reading, so I'm not just saying that. But it's like it feels like he's there with you for the long haul. It's just Deorre is not someone like and that you ever need to forget or put to the side or move on from or anything like that. Because he's like glued, they glued him to your shoulder. No, they didn't use actual glue, but they attached him. He's attached to you. And so we're spirits. We go into the physical body and then we go back out. So it's horrible that happened and stuff. But as a spirit, you're a spirit too, but you're just still you're literally in your physical body. So, but you're a spirit too, and he is a spirit too. And in the part of you that's spiritual, and the part of you that like is sitting, in an evening, just sitting there, watching some water or whatever, and you're thinking of him, he is connecting with you there. He's connecting with you there on the spiritual. So that's super important. Then I have these waves of spirit energy, so I'm 100% sure this is all coming from them. This is not coming from me. So when I'm doing this, this is from spirit about for you. And because it keeps feeling like having this dangling photograph of him in your vehicle. I don't know if it's hanging from like the rear view mirror or from something inside on the dash. Um, it's like a little beaded chain, and then a picture. Do you have that in your car, in your truck? I mean, yeah. And then does the father have one too? Big Deorre, middle Deorre. Oh yeah, and so they're showing me like you putting a picture to your name's so hard to remember because it's so rare. Tanisha? Tanisha. So yeah, they're showing me Deorre. They're showing me big you Deorre, the dad. They're showing me you putting a picture in your truck too. Like it only like a little one, but that helps you know that he's there still. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what they're showing me. And maybe they're showing me that for some reason, whatever. It's not my opinion, and it does, you do what you want to do. I'm just passing on the message, okay? But you have something like that in your car, Tanisha? Yeah. Does it look like prayer beads, the chain part of it? Like, you know how they have chain, a wooden bead, a chain, a wooden bead, like that? Is it hanging on something? Okay, then what? What? Oh, yeah, I think, what? Yeah, I think what they're showing me is the dad hanging one on his truck. I don't know. It's just that's what they're doing. That's what they're showing me, but you could do what you want. But I think it's just all about connecting with Dior and never, ever, ever feeling like needing to move on from that because he's I wouldn't say guardian angel because he looks like a little cherub. It's more just like going along for the ride. Like that's the feeling, like a little angel that's with you, but you're kind of still the guardian of him still. The physical person's still a guardian of the baby angel, which I have never seen in a reading either. I've never seen this in a reading ever. That's really interesting. They just keep showing me him, the baby Dior. He likes to give hugs. I feel like he likes to give hugs. He likes to interact with people. He likes to show because he's like showing me a toy. And then it's like he just gave me a hug, which is one of you, really, when they do that. So it could be, yeah, it could be you, Tanisha. It could be, because it's like, because it's me they're coming at, but it's really one of you but it's like he's showing me something and then giving me a hug, and I would feel like that might be to you. It's a little wooden truck. It's a little wooden truck. I thought that airplane was a little wooden airplane too. Just like this. It was frightening. Yeah, because that's what he was trying to hold up. He was holding up a little toy truck. And then all of a sudden he put his arms around my neck, and I think it was, but it felt like it was to a female, so I think it was for Tanisha. That's why. No, he's just a sweetie. He's just a little. He's a cute kid, cute personality. He keeps trying to show things. He's showing something again. Let's see what he's showing. kind of standing on his tiptoes trying to reach something. It's like he's trying to reach up on a counter. It almost feels like, do you remember some vehicle set that's like all these wooden cars? Because it's like, feels like there's like a red wooden fire truck up on the counter, and then he's trying to climb up there. He could almost reach it, but then he like, I don't know if he hits his chin because he he slipped when he's trying to, I don't know if he puts a footstool there or if he's just like trying to reach and he can almost get it, and then he just kind of slips his feet out, and then when he falls back, because feels like there's like a kitchen, like where there's a stove and then a counter, and then a lower counter on the other side where some people could sit, but usually a bunch of newspapers get stacked there or something like that. But then he like kind of slips and hits his chin there. But yeah, maybe you'll remember later. So they're just showing me he has like a nice amount of curiosity, but not so much that it's like troublesome like my nephew. Not like my nephew. He's not like that at all, but he's like positive and forward and curious and just like the right amount. I feel like I'm in the kitchen area still. So there's something about it's in the kitchen area of a house. It might have been when the mother lived there with him, and probably you did too. And then, but what is it? I'm watching her, and it's like I'm the little boy, and I'm watching her. I don't know if she's cooking or doing dishes or what she's doing. And I'm also not sure why he's showing me. Maybe he's just showing me around his house or something. Like that's my mom. She might be like, she's just like doing stuff moms do, like either making bottles or making food or making sandwiches or something like that. He's just watching her. I'm not sure what the feeling is with it. It's almost like, is he trying to show me that he watches her still? Or I just relax and see. Let's see. It might be something the way he likes his sandwiches cut. Like maybe he likes them cut in squares or something like that. There's something specific. I don't know if I have it 100% right, but I know I'm a little closer because I just got a little rise on my leg of that spirit energy. I'm a little closer to what he wants to say, some little proof of him. It's like she makes him a sandwich. It's white bread, and I think she cuts it in squares. He's just happy. He's just like eating. I'm not sure if there's a whole big meaning. It's just like he's just showing me. Is it peanut butter? Like, I'm not sure. He's just eating. He's happy, though. He smiled a lot, didn't he? Yeah, he smiled. I feel like he has one of these trucks still. And he's happy. I mean, he's sitting at the table. He's happy. I think he has milk and, like, a little sandwich. And, he just seems happy. But there's no, like, meaning of it, other than just showing it. Maybe it's a memory of hers. Maybe it's a memory of the mother, what she cries sometimes when she thinks about it, when she cries. I'm really not sure. It's just more, I think that it feels like the mom just remembering the basic things, the basic mothering things are like the most precious or something, something like about that. And then your father too, your father's in spirit also, you say? Oh, and then, so who's the other person there besides the dad, Deorre? Oh, your husband. Okay, let's see if we can see that. Because it felt like, so what they do sometimes when someone's kind of done is it's like this lake of energy. And so it's like, so we'll see. So the Deorre Senior, but I'll just say what I get. And then, let's see. So, because it's like okay, I'm getting like this toothpick in my mouth, right? It's like I'm standing there leaning against the wall. And the thing is, I kind of have a cowboy hat on, and then I have this toothpick, and I'm leaning there, and I'm standing at this door. Okay, then that's him. Then okay, let's see what he has. So he was waiting his turn, and then and I think by the way he's showing me how I'm going to interpret this, it's because he's showing me himself, like, you know, when you go, you leave your body and there's this bright white light, and then you go on this tunnel. It's like the lightest light, and so when it was his turn, and then he comes in, he's at a door, and the door's open, and there's a lot of light behind him. And then he was leaning there with the kind of cowboy hat and looked like a toothpick to me in his mouth. I think, I don't know. I don't want to say for sure. But was he crossed before Deorre passed, or did he cross after? After, yeah. Because at first I was thinking maybe he was there to meet him, but I didn't get any chills, and I wasn't getting that. I'm like, what's the connection? Because Deorre showed me going through the tunnel, and then this guy shows me coming from a tunnel. But so I'm not sure who was there, but I know Deorre was never alone. I know that. But okay, so let's see. So let's see what I get from the father. I keep feeling like saying Donald or something like that. I don't know why I keep feeling like saying that. You don't know anyone named Donald, do you? And that's my father's name, Donald. That's weird why it would just come in for me like that. So okay, I'm just gonna wait and see what I get from your dad. You call him Deorre Senior? Yeah, it's like if the whole family is there, all you have to do is yell Deorre when it's time for food. What? What'd you say? To and from Christmas, you said? Oh, that is funny, huh? It's almost like a mystery Santa. Which Deorre gave me this? That's funny. He seems, I don't know if rugged's the right word, but he's not like all soft. His hands are not soft, you know what I mean? He's got rugged hands. And that Sam, there's an actor, and I think he likes to compare himself, like, oh, if you want to tell him what I look like, this Sam's whatever, that he shows me, but I can't remember that guy's last name. Let's see. He fancies himself to be decent looking, I think. Because he's showing me, he feels like he's pretty strong under his like jeans he's wearing. That's what he's showing me. Yeah, I'm just letting him come closer, because he came out from that door and he's just coming closer and closer. So I'm just letting him come closer and closer. And I just let myself go blank and see what she's. He's definitely sending love. He's putting love all over you guys. Just a cup full of love, covering you guys in love. That's what he's doing. At least from where he's at, he's sending love. No matter however people are when they're over here, it's like they don't all automatically get better or anything like that. Some of them over there are pretty rude still. But how he is he's sending you guys love. He really thinks he looks like this actor. I'm going to look up. He might not, but he thinks. And, you know, men a lot. Men, yeah, they'll make themselves taller. Spirit men will actually make themselves an inch or two taller, just like on the dating ads. You know how they do that? They do it there, too. The spirit men do it, too. It's really funny. I feel... He's showing me. I think he's there, though. See, I'm blending it. I'm not sure. First, it felt like a park. It felt like he was sitting down at a bench. And then I'm going, well, this isn't where they went camping, is it? And then so in my own mind, I should just let that clear and see. Because it felt like he was showing me some kind of picnic. at first, but then it was like kind of all blending together in my mind. I'm just gonna let it clear so I make sure I'm get everything from him, and it's all nothing going into it. I think that, do you know what a ratchet is? A ratchet? Well, of course you do. But there might be a kind of screwdriver that does the same thing a ratchet does, goes. He's showing me some kind of tool. Just like you were showing your little boy tools. But he's showing tools. I'm feeling like, so it's a feeling, so I'm not seeing it. I'm feeling like it's kind of like a family tradition of teaching the boys how to use tools. Is that correct? Would that be right? I want to try, but if I start going off, then we'll go back and do your dad another time, because it totally feels lighter. And so I know we had a super good read with the baby, and I think we'll have a good read with him too, but it's lighter. I feel lighter. So it's just, I noticed the feeling of it. It's like before it was like coming really in at me, and now it's just kind of really light. There's some kind of fold out picnic bench. You know, one of these fold out picnic benches. It folds to a square. It's getting kind of light, like the connection. And so I could tell it is. So just let me see if he gets anything else, and then we'll do it again. It's just like, there's like a window of being able to get information, and then, what? Okay, yeah, I'll just see if I get any else thing from him. It's like, I know came in and said, maybe that's what he's supposed to do, is come in and say hi, say a couple things so you know it's him, like the cowboy hat, to me it was like a toothpick. Oh yeah, now I gotta chill about that. So that's what's going on here with these. See, the spirit people control everything. All I do is lay here and pretty much let them take over my brain, kind of. No, not really. I let that, it's like a clear slate, right? And the angels help with that. But there's so what he was supposed to do was come in and say hi. So that's why they showed me. I wonder if he quit smoking, if he used to do the toothpicks, or even if he kept smoking, because it's, for some reason I see a toothpick instead of a cigarette. But so it's like the hat, and then interesting. Yeah, okay. And so then the other thing that was right was about the tools, and then there was one other thing. So we know for sure it's him, but it feels like what he was supposed to do right now on this reading is just stop in and say hi. Like, hi, I'm here, I love you guys, and stuff like that. But I think they wanted, the spirits will like do, yeah, I got big chills on my legs. So the spirits will do like what's super important. What's important to them is what they're going to do. They have control. How they felt was about bringing the baby through. And also they wanted to show me that one spot, how the way the tree crosses in front of the bear pen and den or whatever, and that sheriff pen, or like the whole time they were just plopping him in there, like they'd show me something, plop my awareness of him, show me something, plop my awareness. I think he knows where it is, and that's where this whole mystery for all of them can be solved. Yeah, but they just wanted to bring through the baby too, and he just loves being in your lap, and even as a spirit, he loves being up there in your lap. Deorre, middle Deorre, Deorre dad. He loves being up there in your lap and just curling up there and leaning against your chest. And it's like so important to acknowledge our loved ones in spirit. So he's staying with you. They're showing me that he's staying with you. That he's on your shoulder all the time. And so I guess I will leave you with that. And so what I like to do is pretty much hang up, and because I'm just like in an altered state anyways. And then when you are there, and after a reading, when they come through, you can actually feel them quite strongly for a few hours usually. So just like encourage you to stay open to feeling them and talking about them. And like when you feel like little chills, when you think of them and talk to them and you feel like little chills or waves of energy, that's actually the spirits moving through your energy field. Okay, okay, thanks, Denisha. Thanks for even trusting me after everything that you guys have been through. You're welcome. Good night.
So that's the end of my reading. If you liked it, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you would share my videos out to your other social media platforms, it would be greatly appreciated. And then for those of you who wonder what the background noises are, I have two little English bulldogs, and I'd like to introduce them to you. This one's Rocky. Rocky! Rocky! Say hi to your camera. Say bye-bye to everyone. Look right here, Rocky. Oh, sweet baby. Oh, sweet baby, my baby. Sorry you're not seeing them all. I can't pick them up. They're getting a little heavy for me.